Hey guys, and welcome to my channel and to this video. Inktober, this is day 6, and for today also I will be using this sketchbook from Hahnemuhle. You can find the link down in the description box. It's a link for my Amazon store, so all the affiliate links you can find there. Also, I will be using just a regular pencil. This is Faber-Castell 4B. I do advise you to use a little bit thinner pencil, actually a lighter pencil, because you know your sketch will be visible. I'm using this one because I do want you to see my sketch. Also, I will be using some Etcher ink pens. Those are from the set of 16 ink pens. Very nice set, a lot to choose from. And I will be using probably 05, maybe 03, 01, I'm not sure. I will see later on. So I will start with the sketch, and actually we will be doing 2 cactuses. So I will just sketch them first, then ink them. First, we will have one sitting in a, that's gonna be a somewhat rounder pot, but I do want to first do the square, and then using that square do just round corners. That's how it will make it easier for you to make it a little bit more similar. So then one curve, and then on the bottom other curve. So let's erase the lines we don't need anymore from the, like that. So that's our pot, first pot. Then we will do a second pot, but let's do first our cactus. This one is going to be a round shape. Actually, first part will be somewhat rounder, then just have one curve on the other side. That's going to be a quite simple cactus, and then the other one, and this one like that will have a little flower on top. And again, we're going to do just a simple flower, first the center of the flower, and then just a few petals like that. Quite simple. And of course we have just the part beneath, the one that's visible of our pot, the back side. And that's it. Later on we will do a little bit more details with the ink pen, but for now that's enough. And the second one, I will position it just a little bit higher, and this one is going to be in just a regular pot, looking like those clay pots, like that. And do this one has that, you know, embellishment like that. So, and it's gonna be a little bit rounder, this one, quite huge for a pot. And then we're gonna find the center, just find the center of our circle on the upper part, and then we're gonna do the first going downwards, and then this one is that, the other one a lot thinner, because that's the perspective, we're looking from there. Then one that it's gonna be a little bit thicker, and one lower even more. So just let's erase those lines. We don't need anymore, so you can see that. And the one here will just have one big one like that. And again, on top we'll do a little flower also, and this flower will be quite similar. Just put in the center and a few like that, and that's it. So for the inking, I will be using the 05 for starters, and just do those outer edges that we sketched like that, and the pot. Like that, and then our cactus. That, and you can just wiggle slightly the edge, make a curvy line, doesn't have to be straight, like that. And then moving on, actually I forgot the flower. Like that, and then for the second one, again just following the lines we drew. Like that. Our flower. Like that, and one last thing, the pot. And that's it. That's our basic sketch done. I will just erase my lines. There you go. And now we can just get to a little bit more of the details. And since these cactuses are actually flat, these ones, there won't be a lot of different shading there. They will be just practically all the same all over. So just gonna think the light is going to fall from here. So I'm just thinking where to add actually some like here. So all of the parts of those will be somewhat in the same, not a huge difference actually, right? Same light, because they're quite flat, and just light inking on these just to suggest some color on them. And this one might be casting shadow, so like that. So I'm keeping my pencil very, as you can see, flat. I'm not inking like this, but just keeping it as flat as possible, just to get a little bit of the ink out of it, like that. And also for the pot, we will do a little bit more of the details, some embellishments, a few lines, like that. And then the bottom part of our pot. And you can here now maybe do some adjustments if you missed your lines aren't perfect. So here it's quite dark inside, so let's do the dark. And I will also add a little bit of the shading on our pot. Again, just a light shading. Not gonna do too much. Like that. So that's our pot, and I will also add a few, I don't know, maybe dots on it. just to make it look like there is some embellishments there to our pot, like that. It's a nice pot. And of course we'll do a couple of spikes, but for the spikes I will be actually using this smaller one. This is 01. So I will just do a couple of spikes. Two, three, one at place, like that. Some sticking out like that. So a couple of more here. Don't do too much of them. Like that. And on the next one, and just put them in all directions. Like that. So those are our spikes on the first cactus, and we're gonna do the shading, a little bit of the shading on our floral, just on the edges of the few, and maybe just beneath that flower. Maybe that one is casting some shadow, like that. So that's the first cactus done, and we can move on to the second one. Again, here is all covered, and I'm gonna go back to 05. This is again black, and I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna do the shading on the pot. And I do want to keep it, you know, looking like they're cast from, they have the same shadows. So again, just adding the shadows on this one, where I also placed them on the previous one. So again, a little bit on the flowers, you know, do some details like that, and then again here yeah, some little shadow here from this, and then some again on here, like that. And now we will do the cactus, and since we're looking like that, I'm just looking where my shadows are casted. So this one isn't flat and has shadows, so it's light falling from there, and just making this part very much in the shadow from the previous, from this leaf. And this one is a little bit less, so I will just a little bit, has a little bit lighter shadow. So like that. There you go. And now we have a little bit more here, this is the shadow from again the previous, and we have shadow here. Again from the previous leaf. Like that. There you go. These shadows are turned out to be quite dark. Like that. And again, we do have some spikes on those. So I'm gonna do those, and these are at the edges of the leaves. So like that. And we do have some here also, like that, and also here. Those are the parts that are visible, like that. I will be using these Hahnemuhle watercolors, and there will also be the link down in the description box for those. They're beautiful. This is something like a sap green, very beautiful green. Actually, they call it tropical forest. So we're gonna add that on top of our cactuses. And these parts are slightly in shadow, so I will also add a little bit of darker green. This one is called Green Meadows. And just tap in here on this side where we said slightly. We'll find slight shadows like that, and again here just on the edges, lower part, like that. And we're gonna go a little bit outside of the box and add some violet. This one is actually called Shades of Purple, so I'll get that a little bit of shades of purple. I do have some blue here mixed in with that, so, and we're gonna add some shades of purple to our cactus. It just goes well also with the shadows, like that. A little bit more interest, why not? And now I will just splatter some color. This is actually just picking up the water, and it will spread like that. A little bit more of that forest green. Like that. And also a little bit of that violet I'm gonna add to these, just in a few spots. here, like that. Why not, to make it a little bit more interesting? And a couple of splatters. Like that. And we do need to color our pots for the flowers actually first. We'll pick up this cherry blossom and just add that to give a nice color there. And I have here a puddle. I don't want to pick that puddle up, so I'll just get like that, a bit more paint instead of the puddle. Like that. And a little bit more of that darker green, forest green. Not this one, green. Yeah, actually that one. That's the one, but mixed in with a little bit of that forest. So I will add that again here on the bottom part. I used a lot of water, so it'll just blend one to each other. There you go. And now we just need to do our pots. And for the pots, I will be using my watercolors, and this color is, I love that for pots, so I'm gonna use that one. And then just slightly spread it. Same thing here on this side. Like that, and then slightly moved it also on the other side. And I'll get a little bit of the brownish, this is coffee break, and just tap in a couple of dots here. Like that. We can do, I'll get a little bit smaller brush and just with the clean water again do a couple of splatters to make a little bit more texture to our cactuses, and a little bit of that pink we used to do a couple of splatters with those. Like that, to make it a little bit more fun. And now one more thing, a little bit of that again coffee break we used here, and do our ground. You can just add a little bit more here. And that's it. That's it. I think I will get a little bit more of the white gouache. Even though this is ink. I guess I'm cheating a little bit, am I? Really, I'm doing watercolors with ink. But this is my ink featuring watercolors, so it is allowed, right? One last thing to do is to write. This is cactus. And October, actually 6th. And there you go. You know what? I want to add more color here. It's just looking too... I did want to make them fun and colorful, so I will add a little bit more of that pink on my cactuses. Why not? There you go. I like that better now. I like that better now. A little bit more of the pink. You know, when I'm looking at this, I just see that this now blend all together, and I don't want it to be so blended, so like that. So now that I was looking at this with a fresh eye a little bit later on, I just noticed that I don't like the shading here, and also this is very dark comparing to this, so I will do a little bit more of the shading. I will be using the 05 again and just add some shades just here, because it was just looking not right to me. So just a little bit like that, few lines and a few here like that. And also I will do a few here, make this also slightly darker, that there is just a little bit less difference between those parts and the transitions. So just a little bit here, and also on my cactus this part is down, so I do want to add a little bit more. As I said, comparing to this, it's too light, so I did want to add a little bit more of the shading. And then just this part here like that, and some shades here like that. There you go. I think that looks better now. It's a little bit more, you know, compared to this part like that. So now we are definitely done. If you do like this video, please hit the like button, share it, and comment. If you haven't still, please do subscribe to my channel. That will mean a lot to me. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye.